Everybody, and welcome to this Monday edition of Dodgers Territory on September 22nd. That is Clint Pasillas. I am Alanna Rizzo. We are your hosts for the next 30 plus minutes. We appreciate you guys being here. Rate us, like us, all good things. Don't forget, you can support the show and style, and we appreciate you doing so. Check out DodgersTerritoryShop.com. You can scan that QR code right there on your screen for those of us watching, or you can go to DodgersTerritoryShop.com and check out all of the great gear. We're excited about this show today. A ton to talk about. And Dodgers rookie catcher Dalton Rushing joins us in a few minutes. But first of all, thanks to Dalton Rushing for joining us. Yes. But first, before we welcome him in, let's get to the big ticket. All right, so a lot of different things to talk about, Clint. First and foremost, Dodgers taking 3 of 4 from the Giants in the final homestand of the regular season. That is giving us all the feels for a number of reasons. Yeah. What did you like about this weekend?
Oh, the whole idea of this being the final regular season like homestand, it's just, man, time is a bitch. But of the things we like, random things, of course, the Dodgers passed the 4 million fan mark. 4 million fans passed through the turnstiles at Dodger Stadium. First time in franchise history. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of payment for Shohei Ohtani down the road when he needs it. Another one of the things I really like is with taking 3 or 4, they basically all but squash San Francisco's potential for any sort of postseason berth, which is, it's always fun. Like, that's a real rivalry.
Is that the chef's kiss for you? It's like, sorry, San Fran, that stinks. That's a bummer.
With all of the, the matchups and battles that these two franchises have had over the years, for the Dodgers to be the one that essentially knocked them out, it is pretty delicious. And then, of course, on Friday, of course, we learned Thursday, Clayton Kershaw retiring. We unofficially broke the news here on Dodgers Territory, but Kershaw's final send-off happened on Friday, and really it was Kershaw weekend at Dodger Stadium. Obviously, you would love to see him go 7 shutty, punch out 10 and all that kind of stuff. He didn't. He was a tired man. But he survived. What'd you like about the weekend? What'd you like about Kershaw's send-off?
Well, I'm going to go in order of what you had just listed. First of all, congratulations to the Dodgers on surpassing the 4 million fan mark. That is a credit to the unbelievable fan base that this team has. It's a credit to the organization and the front office for putting an unbelievable product on the field. And I know we joke about we have to pay the $700 million contract for Shohei Ohtani, but let's be honest, Shohei, for a lot of folks, is the reason that a lot of people go to the game. So I think it's a good equation. It's a good deal for both parties, right? Shohei Ohtani is a very rich man, and the Dodgers are more enriched because of him at the stadium. So kudos to you guys. Kudos to being there and showing up. Greatest fans in baseball. I also want to say I'm not sorry about the Giants. They had a very up and down season. I think towards the end of this season, though, a lot of folks did not even give them did not think that they would get to this point where they could even be kind of in the conversation of a postseason berth, but it's always great. The Dodgers and the Giants, that's the real rivalry, right? Over the test of time, since both of those teams were here back east, obviously when they were in New York. That's the true rivalry. I'm not saying that the Padres haven't had a recent rivalry with the Dodgers. But obviously the Giants is the real one. The Padres, it's more of a recency bias, but I never feel bad about ending the Giants season. And finally, Kershaw, my goodness, it was a Kershaw weekend. He did it on his terms. We discussed this at length. I love the fact that he addressed the fans yesterday. I had some folks that had bid on that auction for Guidry's Guardian to go to the game yesterday. And what a bonus that they got to see Clayton Kershaw address the crowd. Obviously, on Friday, taking the pitching rubber being taken out. By the way, I had no idea that those darn things were that heavy. Yeah. I mean, it was like kind of a bit of a struggle trying to get that bad boy out of the mound. But kudos to the Dodgers grounds crew and Clayton giving it to the 4 kids and all of the things. So there's a lot of really good things. But I think the biggest thing, Clint, as we welcome in Dalton Rushing here momentarily, is that the Dodgers magic number, they've clinched a postseason berth, but the Dodgers magic number now is down to 3. You got to love that. Little bit, just a crooked number, just little digits.
Yeah, and Padres start a series with the NL leading Milwaukee Brewers today, so the Dodgers can trim that magic number, or at least the Brewers can help trim that magic number down before the start of the Dodgers at Diamondbacks tomorrow, and that's all of a sudden a very important series for
Mhm.
Arizona as well. Is there a game out of a potential wild card berth? Things get crazy. They're getting crazy here in the home stretch for Major League Baseball. A lot of really cool things. Yeah, on the whole idea of Kersh and the pitching rubber. I'll put that screen back up there. I do love that he made 22 made it a family affair. Had the kids out there with the pickaxe and the whole thing. That was pretty funny. Mostly great at Dodger Stadium. Of course, a couple bad things. The bullpen's still a little bit of an issue, we'll say. It's mostly good. Blake Treinen had his struggles again. It hasn't been terrific for kind of one of the anchors in that bullpen. You still hope at some point. Dave has a lot of faith in 49 for a reason. Hopefully that faith is rewarded. This team is going to rely on him. They're going to lean on him. You got a couple more opportunities to get him out here, get him locked up. Very curious to see what Dalton has seen when we welcome him in just a second. As one final tease, I guess we could say before welcoming Dalton too. The other bad news of the weekend, finding out Will Smith does have that hairline fracture on his hand.
Yeah.
That's a tough situation, of course. That's a World Series champion catcher there. Dude is an absolute beast behind the plate and all of that kind of stuff. Hopefully he's available in some capacity at some point during the season, but they seem to be, you're in good hands with Dalton and, of course, Benny Rortvet catching some games for this team. But, yeah, there's all that, Riz. Tell me where you want to go.
Yeah, there is a ton to talk about, but I would rather hear from Dalton himself than us kind of pontificating and speculating about what's going to happen. So let's go to break really quick, hear from us regarding DraftKings, and then we'll bring in Dalton Rushing.
Love it. Be right back.
Football is back, and so is your shot at big wins with DraftKings Pick 6, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL. Your game day instincts can score you real money fast. Here's the play.
Just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats, from breakout rookies to elite QBs, and unlock the upside every snap brings. The better your calls, the bigger your payout.
This season, play your player instincts. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now. Use code FOUL, that's FOUL. Pay just $5 to get $50 in Pick 6 bonus picks. Make the call, ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
It is one thing to have a player come on our show when they have a game. It's another thing entirely when a player is kind enough to come on our show on an off day. Dalton Rushing, we appreciate you very much. Thank you so much for being here. It's such a pleasure to get to know you a little bit. First and foremost, congratulations on the postseason berth. I know that it's a foregone conclusion to most that the Dodgers are going to get in, but it doesn't mean it should not be celebrated. And for you, it's your first as a big leaguer. Take us through that moment for you.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect. I'm walking in the clubhouse after, like, obviously everyone knew that was kind of us clinching a spot in the playoffs, but we're not clinching the division. And so I guess there's 2 different celebrations to it. And like I said, I didn't really know what to expect. And we come in, we have a toast for the team and all the accomplishments on the year. And obviously there's a few left to go. But yeah, it was a cool first experience, and I'm looking forward to clinching a division and really getting to see the party a little bit.
Yeah, part of that party, of course, it started with 22 on the mound. You have the pleasure, the gift of catching Clayton's final regular season home start. We don't know what the postseason, of course, looks like for him. I know you've already spoken on it, but just take us through it now. You're a couple days removed. Catching Clayton Kershaw, I mean, this is a baseball god, as much as he would hate to hear that. Just being able to catch it, staying in there after taking that foul ball off the wrist and all of that. I mean, you weren't coming out of that game, but what did it mean for you to
No.
catch 22 in that final outing?
Yeah, it was pretty special. Doc gave me the heads up night before, hey, you have Kersh for his final home start of the regular season tomorrow, so, like, prepare. And yeah, I was excited. As soon as I heard that, it's like you get to be a piece of history, arguably the best left-handed pitcher to play this game, and just to be able to be a servant of him out there that day and just kind of see his process one more time. It's special. Everyone's heard about his routine, the way he is as a guy, the way he is as a teammate, just how to a T he is. And yeah, I got to see it one last time at Dodger Stadium, and it meant the world to me in my baseball career up to this point.
Dalton, what do you think is the biggest takeaway from catching Kershaw or just watching him go about his business on a daily basis? Because it's not just like eyes are on Kersh every fifth day. Eyes are on
Yeah,
Kersh all the time.
every day, every day. Yeah, it's like I said, I think it comes with being who he is and doing the things that he's done over the last 18 seasons. Being able just to create a name for himself the way that he did over so long. And I mean, yeah, like you said, you see the respect every single day. We had a rival hold the whole dugout standing up clapping for this guy and making sure that their love is felt on the other side of the field. And I think that spoke for itself. Both teams are in playoff situations. Giants are pushing, and you see them take the time out of their middle of the game and just show respect. And that's exactly what he deserves. He's led by example to not only Dodger players for the last 18 years, but also just opposing teams. Guys show up in LA and like the first thing they want to see is Clayton Kershaw. And it's yeah, just like I said, to be a part of that last game there at Dodger Stadium in the regular season with him and kind of live it out, I guess right behind him, it was unbelievable.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is really cool. Something you could take ahead. You got a long career ahead of you. Let's get into the Dalton Rushing part of this Dalton Rushing interview. It's your rookie season, as we all know. Maybe hasn't gone
Yeah.
quite the way you've hoped so far. How would you assess year one for Dalton Rushing? What are you working on now? Kind of biggest challenges when you're not out there playing every day. I know you've been asked this a bunch, but still, I'm assuming
Yeah.
kind of the thought process changes for you as you keep getting deeper and deeper into the season.
Yeah, I learn new things that work from time to time, and honestly, I think the biggest thing that I've learned in this role is the importance of why I'm here, why I'm in this role, what I need to really take pride in this situation, and that's the catching side. Just trying to dive in, run the staff as well as possible, make sure I have every pitcher's back. I'm supporting them through every single pitch, every inning, and I think that's something that even the front office here really wanted me to take pride in this year because I mean everyone knows it's sporadic playing time. You can still be a good player and do the things that you want offensively, but that's not expected, especially as a catcher. So being able to one just help on the defensive side of things and understand that it's baseball. Baseball is it's a hard sport. It really is, and sometimes you find out being a role player is even harder than what maybe you have thought it was leading up to it. And it really is. It's a tough spot, but I'm gonna keep the main thing, and however many games I can win back there, that's my goal.
Dalton, even though you're a rookie, I think the game has changed significantly even since you were just first started catching. I know,
Yeah.
two-part question, if you don't mind. First of all, who were some of your catching role models growing up in terms of who you wanted to emulate your game after? And then all of a sudden, it's almost like you got to kind of change the way you catch in terms of framing and putting your leg down and just I'm married to a catcher, so I'm interested to see what you think about catching on one knee and those types of things. If a ball gets in the dirt, you got a runner on third. Just how has it changed for you in terms of your style, and who did you like coming up?
So we might have lost him there a little bit. The Wi-Fi might have got him.
Is my question that bad that he just froze? Oh man!
That he abandoned us. Well, let's see. We'll try
All
to
right.
get
Well,
Dalton
hopefully
locked
he'll
back
jump back
in.
in. Hopefully he'll
I
jump
saw
back
that.
in.
I was like, I was hoping it was me and not Dalton there. I mean, I can
Uh,
answer the question. Catching has changed a lot since.
has your stance changed at all when you're behind the plate? I don't.
Absolutely.
I don't. Have you ever caught?
No,
Have you
no.
ever caught in a
Well,
game?
I mean, I've caught like bullpens for friends, but very poorly. You know
Wait,
me.
was this like in an organized league?
No, no, no. I
Oh,
had a friend who had Tommy John a number of years ago, and as he was coming back, I was his catching partner here and there. I didn't call a good game, but luckily there were no batters in the box, so um, it did help him out. But hopefully, Dalton is able to pop back onto that link again. If he's watching this, he did finally jump out, and hopefully we'll
well,
get this thing squared away.
I'm sure he's going to jump back in.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the Will Smith issue really quick until we get Dalton back, and then we'll ask him about it too. When I heard that he wasn't going to be available for the remainder of the regular season, and then perhaps that wild card round is still in question, I tweeted that it's problematic because while I feel that Dalton's doing a great job, and while I feel like Benny Rowe is doing a good job, you cannot replicate what Will Smith has meant to this club since coming over here, and since obviously they have extended him. You can tell that they have the belief in him too. So how do you think that this impacts the club? And moreover, you can also use it as an opportunity, Clint, for Dalton and for Ben.
Yeah, I mean this is something that's obviously big for the organization to not have your ace, your you know lifetime catcher or whatever. You obviously they signed him to a very very long contract. Not having him there to at least catch a wild card game, the start of this postseason. We know how quickly the wild card series can go at times. It's a pretty big blow for the Dodgers, for Will, for Dave Roberts and all of that. Will is such an important part of that front off. Of that lineup, of that the catching crew, of the pitching staff. I'm sorry, I'm obviously Dalton is back with us, so we can get his
Okay,
thoughts
cool.
on Will and all of that. But this is the part where it's difficult doing, hosting the show solo or not solo, but hosting and directing and all that. When things happen and you're talking,
There
it
he
does
is.
make it fun. But anyways, it's live, baby.
Hey,
It's live. Thanks for
sorry
joining
All
us,
right.
guys.
guys.
All
No,
good,
no,
all
no
good.
worries. Listen, it
Sorry
happens to us
guys.
all the
It
time as well.
it
We're
cut
only
out
as
on me
good as our
outside. My
starting
phone's
Wi-Fi.
overheating.
All right, so I'll ask you the question again. Who are your catching role models coming up, and how have you had to maybe change your game behind the plate just to kind of be within the times?
Yeah, I would say as far as like catching role models, I was always a big fan of Molina, his years throughout St. Louis, just kind of the style of catching that he kind of brought into baseball. It was a little different, and he was kind of known for his arm, so that was something like growing up as a little kid. I was like, all right, like I just want to have a really strong arm, and then obviously throughout the years, like you learn the ins and outs and understand catching a little better. And as to like the new school of catching, I would say it's really just it's learning to adapt. How to adapt to some of these pitchers. Obviously, pitchers are only getting better and better throughout the years. So it's like understanding what gives you the best or the least margin of error as far as how comfortable you get back there. How are you going to set up for this pitch versus that pitch? It allows you to have a better understanding of how you can steal a strike and still, like I said, have the opportunity to throw a runner out.
One of the parts of catching for you this year is that you have an insanely deep and insanely talented starting rotation to catch with Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow being filthy. Already talked Kershaw, Sheehan just disgusting yesterday.
Yeah.
What is it like kind of being back there behind the dish watching these dudes operate, and knowing that you are part of the tandem right now that is piloting or helping pilot the best starting rotation in baseball?
Yeah, I would say it's obviously these pitchers, we have all of these um all-stars, Cy Youngs, all these guys that have all these accolades to their name. But also, like you had mentioned, Emmett Sheehan, like these guys they have the stuff. They've always had the talent to go out and do the things that they've been doing. But I think from our side of things, it's how do we have them as confident as possible on the mound? And I know for like Blake Snell's sense, if he's confident up there, he's one of the best pitchers in baseball. And
So it's it's like that, I think, honestly, with the whole starting rotation. Yamamoto, Shohei, obviously, you give Shohei confidence, he becomes even better than he already is. So yeah, it's build confidence in these guys and understand that you're gonna be on the same page for 90% of the time, and then that 10% of the time, how do you understand how each other are thinking? And then I think that really helps for the future as far as working with these guys again over and over again.
Dalton, one question that a lot of folks have on their mind, and we have to ask it because if you look at all 30 teams in the league, I think most of us would say that sometimes the bullpen keeps us up at night. And that is the case with the Dodgers bullpen. But obviously, the pieces are there. When you are behind the plate and you are catching guys like any of them in the bullpen, Tanner Scott, Kirby Yates, Michael Kopech, Alex Vesia, Anthony Bonda, whoever it is, Blake Treinen, how do you know? Let's start with Tanner Scott. How do you know when Tanner is right? What is his stuff? What's his demeanor? How do we get him there?
Yeah, I think you said it best with like the demeanor side. I think you see confidence in some guys. Some guys can pitch with no heartbeat, and it's understanding who those guys are and your staff. And yeah, I wouldn't say there's anything for Tanner. It's just a game of baseball. Sometimes this game can kick you when you're down, continue to kick you. But I think something to be very excited about is how Tanner's looked the last few and the things that he's trended up in. And I think he's in a really good position leading up to the postseason to obviously come in, play his role, and give us a chance to close out every single game that he possibly can. And I think we all still have every bit of the confidence in the world. You've seen this guy pitch in big games over the last few years, and I don't think if you're going off those results, you ever question his ability to do so.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we know there's a lot of talent in that bullpen. It's just about there's only so much you can do to either steal a strike or influence your guys on the mound there. But there's something, even if it's just setting up wide and awkward to lock them in. We're trying everything we can at times, but I have a strong
They'll be just
feeling.
fine.
Yeah, I have a strong feeling that when it gets to October. These boys will be locked in. Somebody who's going to be important for this team in October is you, and obviously right now you're a little banged up. How is that hand, wrist? How is the shin and all that? It'd be stupid to not ask you how you're feeling.
No, it's good. It's September leading into October. You're not gonna feel 100% regardless of who you are, whether you're a guy that's played 145 games this year or you're a guy that's played 25. You're not gonna feel great. It's a long year off the field, on the field, obviously. And at this point in the year, I personally feel better than I have in the past physically. I haven't
Hmm.
had the taxing and games on my body as much as I've had over the past few years. So I think I'm in a great position, and I think the main focus needs to be just to make sure we can have everyone that we need to be healthy to give us a chance to win as many games as possible in October coming forward.
Yeah, everybody is somewhat banged up at this point in the season. There's a difference between being hurt and being injured, and hopefully, you guys are just banged up and not injured. Let me ask you your opinion, Dalton. I'm curious what you think about the ABS system. At some point, it's going to be implemented league wide. So, what's your opinion? You're back there, obviously. What's your opinion of the automated ball and strike system?
I just think it holds from an umpire standpoint, it holds umpires to a standard that they will be graded by each and every game to the public in front of thousands of fans. Um, but at the same time, I also see the side of the human nature, like the human aspect of baseball. Like umpires are gonna mess up, they're gonna miss calls. So like I can't honestly give you a full-on answer which way I would like to go, because I see both sides. When I steal a strike as a catcher, it's a really good feeling. When I have a ball called 2 balls off the plate against me as a hitter, it's not a great feeling. So, it goes hand in hand. I'm pretty 50-50 on it. I do think it's gonna come. I think it's on its way. It's for take it for whatever you want, you know? Could be great for the game, could be terrible. But I do think they're going to put it in the big leagues next year.
Mm-hmm.
The final one I had for you here, because listen, you're the envy of a lot of people. You are a Major League Baseball player, something a lot of us don't have the talent. I absolutely don't have the talent or the ability to do it. You get to be out there seeing all these ballparks, seeing fans, getting crap for being a Dodger, the best team in baseball. Have you had that sort of like, wow, this is the big leagues moment yet in your career? Or are you still, I mean, you always seem somebody like you have a very calm pulse, a very easy demeanor, but I'm sure there's a point where you step back, you're like, dang, this is a bit different right here.
Yeah. Um, Honestly, I would say just like playing in Dodger Stadium is probably
Mm-hmm.
the biggest like, oh, this is the big leagues. Because I mean, I think you have the big leagues and you have the show. Like that's the difference. You play in
Right.
some places and it's like, wow, this isn't the big leagues. This is the show. And so I would say Dodger Stadium is one of those atmospheres. But I never really had the I guess the feeling until Kershaw start the other day. And it was
Hmm.
like, wow. Like it didn't really feel like a game. It felt like it was more of like a moment in baseball history, not just like another game every day, you know. And so yeah, taking the field that night, it was for sure like, oh wow, this is a little different. This means a little more than just 9 innings of baseball.
Well, that's awesome. That's
That's really
something
cool.
you can take with you forever. You can tell your grandkids that you caught Clayton
Yeah.
Kershaw's final regular season start at Dodger Stadium, an unbelievable 18-year career. Before we let you go, I wanted to share something with you. When you got called up to the big leagues, I don't know if you know, probably not, but I started a nonprofit dog rescue foundation called Guidry's Guardian Foundation in 2019 when I was still in Los Angeles covering the
Okay.
Dodgers. And when you got called up, one of the dogs that we brought into our rescue, he was pulled out of the shelter off of the euthanasia list, as many of them are on a daily basis. And I named him Dalton after you. And fast forward a couple months, we had him in foster care. But Dalton recently, over September 13th and 14th, there he is on a hotel bed. So obviously he's not in a shelter anymore. He's living large. He got adopted recently, and that's him
Oh,
on his way from California to Oregon to his
oh
adopter,
wow.
who lives in Oregon and is a massive Dodgers fan. And the irony of it is, when I told Eric, who is now his dad, who's a huge
Yeah.
Dodger fan and also a big supporter of my foundation, I said, I named him after Dalton Rushing. And he said, I know. And he goes, ironically, Dalton has been said to look like me. And I looked at the picture of Eric Garcia, his dad, and I look at you and I'm like, my goodness, Dalton could be Eric's younger brother. So it was meant to be.
That's
So
pretty sweet.
anyway, so you have a pup out there named after you, and he kept the name Dalton. He didn't change his name. So Dalton Garcia is cheering for his namesake to go deep into the postseason. Dalton, honestly, congratulations on the call up. Congratulations on the year that you have had. Congratulations
Thank
on your
you.
first postseason berth. We look forward to watching you succeed and thrive with this club. Enjoyed the remainder of your off day. And
Thank you.
seriously, thanks for taking the time to be with us. We really appreciate getting to know you a little bit better.
Perfect. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I really do. It was a good time on here today, and look forward to getting back on the show with you guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate you,
you are
Dalton.
welcome anytime. Thanks so much, Dalton. All right, much more to come on Dodgers territory. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Kratz, let's talk about Omaha Steaks, and it's not just steaks. It's chicken wings. It's smash burgers. Big deli style franks. There are a number of categories that you can hit all in one place. They've been doing it for a long time. They're the best in the biz. And if you got a good filet, life's good, man.
But you got to finish every meal with some delectable desserts, too. They have those, too, to go along with these delicious steaks.
Apple caramel tarts on the list, among many other menu items to check out. Be the hero that orders Omaha Steaks and is the most popular person in your household. So get fired up for fall grilling with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Red Hot Sale event, and for an extra $35 off. Yeah, $35 off on top of that. Use promo code FOUL at checkout. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com and an extra $35 off with promo code FOUL at checkout. See site for details.
All right, let's let this pup get the same exact fate as Dalton. This is Trooper. I know I've introduced him to you guys before, but we still need an adopter for this puppers. He is awesome, you guys. And unfortunately, there is a thing called black dog syndrome where a lot of dogs that are black do not get adopted. I don't know if people think they're scary or what the heck it is, but he is a wonderful, wonderful pup. Look at this picture right here, makes me laugh because his teeth are showing, and he has like this little underbite, and it almost looks like he's looking at his foster mom like, say what, lady? What do you want? Apparently his foster mom was mopping the floor and she told him that he couldn't get off of the couch and get on the floor. He's like, what? He needs an adopter, guys. He is about 8 to 9 months old. He is vaccinated. He is leash trained. He is potty trained. He is all of the trained. He's getting neutered in about a month. And he's ready to go to a forever home after that. So please, if you can, reach out. Let's learn a little bit more about Trooper. He is currently being fostered in Aliso Viejo, California, but let's share him. All right, Clint Pasillas, what is coming up on All Dodgers with Clint Pasillas?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I've been working on this show today, but something's going to be coming up at some point today on the All Dodgers YouTube channel with some amalgamation of myself, Jeff Snyder, and the other guy, Kevin Skinner. So do check it out. All Dodgers on YouTube with myself, Jeff, all the boys. We got a lot of content coming up. Dodgers heading to the postseason. We are super close, like we said earlier. Magic number is 3. Let's get it down to 2 tonight, and then let's watch this team secure a postseason berth in Arizona and go for a nice little pool party, or at least the horses will block them, the cop horses and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I love that you're like, I don't know, something's coming up on my show. Listen, that's one, man. If you had a marketing department, they'd be super psyched to hear that. I don't know, something.
I'm my own marketing department, all right.
Yeah,
and I do a great, terrible job.
I will. I'll tune into nothing later. Looking forward to that. All right, baseball thought for the road. A couple of different things, right? So depending upon what this Dodgers bullpen decides to do, would that be an opportunity? Like if Kopech can't come back, or I don't know, just talking shop here.
Yeah.
Would you want to see Roki Sasaki come out of the bullpen?
Well, apparently that's something we're lining up to see, and I know folks have had their thoughts and opinions on Roki-san coming back, but everything is lining up for him to potentially return to this team on Wednesday. Dave Roberts saying he's done what he needs to do to try to get that opportunity. He is going to be available to at least pitch probably 1 or 2 games here to end the season, and we know Kopech is out. Before that, he was wild, and we know Kirby Yates has had his issues. Right now, Blake Treinen. What we need is strike throwers. What this team needs is strike throwers, and if that proves to be Roki at the end of the season, if it's a rookie like Kyle Hurt coming up from AAA now that the season is over and he finds a way to land a postseason spot. We know Brewstar is throwing at Dodger Stadium. Maybe he is somebody who's available as the team advances into the postseason, but I think that's kind of where this team is at and where Dave Roberts is at, is you need strike throwers, and if that is Roki Sasaki, I don't hate it. It's very unorthodox to have a dude come back, in the last 28 seconds of the regular season, but just give me good players, living players, and the people that are able to throw some strikes.
I agree with you. You just don't know what you're going to get with any of those folks that you mentioned. You don't know what you're going to get from Roki Sasaki. I feel like he hasn't pitched in 6 years. He hasn't pitched in the big leagues. Kyle Hurt, I understand he was in AAA, but what is, he's a young kid. What is he going to give you? I don't know. Again, I don't have any answers. I refuse to question Dave Roberts. I did that once, and it was a mistake, but it ended up in a really good mistake because they won the World Series. So whatever. Yeah. You're welcome.
Welcome. With Sasaki, say he does get 2 appearances. What do you need to see, Riz? You're a ball knower. What do you need to see?
Strikes. You're absolutely right. You know what I need to see more than the swing and miss? I don't even care if he pitches to contact and they can get ground ball outs. What I need to see is conviction. What I need to see is somebody that believes in himself, that he belongs on that big league mound.
I like that.
That he's not rattled, that he's not questioning everything, that he is okay with the speed of this game. That is what I need to see from Roki Sasaki. Again, sure, he's a strike thrower. Fantastic. I don't care if, like I said, he pitches to contact, but let's get loud outs. Let's get ground ball outs. Let's show me some conviction like you, in fact, have learned something in your absence that you do, in fact, belong at this level, and you can face big league hitting. What do you think?
Strike ones and 1, 2, 3 innings. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that like shutdown innings would be great. Let's just call for an immaculate inning. Forget it. I mean, why not? What is more surprising to you, the Tigers collapse or the Mets collapse?
Oh man, that's tough. It really is tough. Honestly, I think it's the Mets. I mean, just from all the headlines, that's a team that committed $1 billion in the offseason. Yeah, majority of that went to Juan Soto, who does not pitch. But I think the Mets collapse. They had at least a playoff spot since like April 5th or whatever. I mean, at least the Tigers are still in first place at the moment. It's not even so much that the Tigers are collapsing. It's also that Cleveland is on fire at the same time. The Mets collapse. That's painful. That's got to be a painful time.
I had this conversation with a very good friend of mine who is the biggest Met fan that I know. And I asked him this very question. And he said probably the Tigers. And I said the Tigers as well for this reason. You mentioned the payroll. Everybody mentions payroll. I get it. It's a good argument. However, payroll, and I will say this until the day that I die, just because of this, everyone bitches about the Dodgers having a massive payroll too. Payroll buys you really good players. It does not buy you wins necessarily. Yeah. So they have had this unbelievable epic collapse. To me, it's not the payroll. For me, it's the Tigers because of the massive lead that they had. That to me is a bigger collapse. And yes, I know the Guardians are playing out of their minds right now, but to me, the Tigers collapse is bigger than what the Mets is just because of the lead that they had in the division. They were basically winners of the division or leading the division wire to wire. So whatever. Okay. The
Still
Reds
leading it.
In the
Still leading it.
I know, but by this much. By this much. Reds in the picture for that number 6 seed. Are you surprised that Cincinnati is still in this bad boy?
Yes and no. I mean, they've had an intriguing ball club. They've been getting a little bit better over the last couple of years. I think it's less that they earned it and more that the Mets have been so bad over this stretch in the final months of the season. Either way, the Dodgers play the Mets or the Reds, depending on how these final few games shake out. I think this is an organization that's ready for either. You look at this Dodgers starting rotation, stack it up against anybody in baseball. There are very few aces, in my opinion, that are heading into the postseason that can match up with Blake Snell, with Yoshinobu Yamamoto, with Tyler Glasnow to a degree, with Shohei Ohtani. I mean, bring them on. Bring on any of them. Cincinnati, I don't care. Come to L.A. New York Mets, come to L.A. Have a nice little 2-game stay, and then enjoy Cancun.
Right. They're making tea times. I'm excited. This is such a fun time of year. Again, I'm psyched that we still have question marks, right? I'm psyched that we're still watching every game. Like, who the heck is going to get in? Is it going to be the Mariners winning the division? Are the Astros actually going to miss the postseason? Is it going to be the Mets hanging on? Are the Diamondbacks going to sneak in? The Giants are done. It's fun. It's a great time for our sport. I'm psyched about it. Good luck on your show tonight. Clint and I will be back tomorrow for post-game. The Dodgers game 1 against the Arizona Diamondbacks in Arizona. Clint and I will be your post-game host. Tune in immediately following. Don't forget, check out DodgersTerritoryShop.com. Get all your gear, mugs, shirts, hats, all the things. We appreciate you guys very much. Don't forget to rate us, like us, all the stuff, wherever you get your podcasts, and of course on YouTube. Clint and I are back tomorrow. Thanks for your time, and thank you, Dalton Rushing. Go Dodgers.
Bye.